It's the Orioles on Masson, and we welcome you to Birdland and another beautiful evening here in Baltimore as the Kansas City Royals and the Orioles play Game 2 of this three-game set. No need to discuss what happened last night for Oriole fans. They know all too well, and so do the Orioles. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Thorne, and welcome to the Orioles, hoping to get back home and have a better time of it. Last night was not the night to do it. 10 runs, first inning, record set by both ball clubs on runs that were picked up and runs that were surrendered. If there were a magic bullet to take care of the problems going on in this 7-game losing streak, obviously someone would have it out right now, but there isn't. Buck Showalter, after the game last night, recognized that when he said this.
We've been doing a lot of different things, and you will know, and trying a lot of different things, and we'll continue to do that until we can, get back to some things that we know we're capable of. We're not just sitting around going, well, it's just one of those things you go through. We're grinding it every day, everybody, the players especially. And, I have confidence that we got good people and that it'll turn at some point.
And that's what you're counting on, is that the records of these players, what they have done in the past, that they are going to rise to that level of play again. Well, sometimes that doesn't happen. And that's what gets to be in the back of your mind here. But for the Orioles and for the players, Mike Bordick, you got to be positive. You got to try and make it today.
Absolutely. I think there are a lot of things in the back of players' minds, and we talk about it just about every night. Of course, Dan Duquette, Buck Showalter, all on the 1 year left in their contract. The players, the free agents that are coming up this year. So there are a lot of things, I think, on the players' minds. But Buck Showalter, he reminded us you have to stay positive. You got to point out the weaknesses, obviously, and you have to work on them. But you work on them through routines. When the game starts, you cross the lines, you bring energy. You be a pro, you cross the lines, try to do things the right way. Buck Showalter's talking about the track records. Some of these guys have done amazing things for the Orioles. Playing here at Camden Yards, Manny Machado's one of the top 5 offensive players in the game. Period. He is. Chris Davis led the American League, led all the Major League in home runs. Mark Trumbo did the same thing. Adam Jones, the all-time home run leader here at Camden Yards. The list goes on and on to these accomplishments and the accolades these players have had. It's just a matter of coming together as a team and putting it together and making it work through 9 innings on any given night. Well, they've had a hard time kind of stringing things together as that unit.
And certainly starting pitching has taken a beating. Orioles thought they had gotten rid of some of those problems. Well, they haven't. Fact of the matter is, the starting pitching right now is just creating so many holes for the Orioles that they can't get back in it.
Yeah, there are definitely good things and bad things. I'll tell you what, Cashner's got to step up right now. He's got to stop the bleeding. It's going to be a dangerous night, too. The Royals are hot. Look what they did to Bundy last night. The bats came alive, and Cashner's home run totals are up, man. They pounded up 5 home runs last night. Got to keep it down around the knees tonight.
All right, we'll see if the sinker's working, and for the Orioles, whether they can elevate. That's what's at stake here tonight. Those are the T-shirts, Kevin Gosman night, being handed out to the fans. make today the day. It's a very good day to make today because it's gorgeous. Here, take a look at our game time temperature, brought to you by BGE Home. We know more, we do more. It is 74 degrees, very gentle breeze blowing towards right field to start the ball game. Humidity at a very comfortable 41%. Let's take a look at the lineup. Kansas City Royals coming in 12-23, only 5 games behind their division leaders. Jay, Solar, Moustakas, Perez, Duda, Merrifield, Gordon, Escobar, and Almonte. Almonte did not play last night. Moustakas certainly did. Wow. He had a big night, put one out on Utah Street.
Yeah, let's take a look at Andrew Kashner's pitch arsenal this year. 2-seam fastball, 4-seam fastball, really all about the command. And if his command is on with his heater, the slider's going to play up. Actually, all his secondary pitches are going to play up. But man, oh man, if he can play the slider off a good fastball in the outside corner, definitely get some weak contact and maybe some strikeouts to help stay out of the rough innings. 7 starts on the year for Kashner. It's been an up and down season. It's been tough here recently for Kashner, trying to get into the middle and higher as far as innings in a ball game. Quick exit last outing against the Oakland A's. Had the pitch count jacked up, so he's got to be more aggressive to hitters, but obviously you see what happened last night. You make mistakes on the plate and any team's going to do some damage. Last night it was Bundy making mistakes on the dish and the Royals lit him up. Kashner's got to work the edges and get these hitters off balance.
Kashner does not have a win against Kansas City 0-2, but he's pitched extremely well with an ERA of 1.69 against them. And his first pitch of this ball game will be taken down low by Jay. For John Jay, big night. He's got a 3 for 6 on the board from the ball game, and he carries a 3-game hit streak into this one. The Orioles just want to avoid another first inning like last night. Get this thing over with, because this has been the deadly inning for Buck Showalter's team. They've allowed more first inning runs entering this date of the season than anyone else since 1912. 50 runs have been allowed by the Orioles in the first inning of a ball game. They have scored only 11. The team closest to them, believe it or not, was the 17 Chicago Cubs, who gave up 41 first inning runs coming into this date. And that one is inside, chopped down on. The more of that you see, the better it is for Kashner.
Yeah, absolutely. A couple good pitches start this ball game off, driving it down around the knees to John Jay here. And you are right. You know, the Orioles, and just like any major league team, scoring first is a key to success, and the Orioles have been unable to do it with any consistency this year, and giving up the runs, getting them behind the 8 ball, and it seems like the common theme. And when you get in that rut, it's almost here we go again kind of feeling.
That one inside, just turned away, almost caught the blouse of the jersey on that one. 3-2 count.
And trying to bring that 2-seamer back. So started at that front hip, but not enough movement there to get on that inner edge. Almost catches a piece.
3-2 delivery, put up in the air. Center field, Adam Jones has it lined up. And the Orioles center fielder retires Jay.
And those numbers you were talking about, Gary, on Kashner, pretty impressive against the Royals. Not as far as win-loss, but how about that 169 earned run average? And only hitting .233 against them. The strikeout percentage, very good, 159. Batting average with balls in play, very good. And that lowest earned run average versus any opponent for Andrew Kashner. So the confidence has to be high right now for Kashner, and probably a perfect game for him. Try to get the Orioles back on track.
Solar will take the pitch. Their right fielder had a very solid night last night. Jorge Solar, as he went 3 for 4, a home run, 3 RBIs, part of the back-to-back home runs in the first inning last night for them. Kashner will catch the outside corner with that one. Count goes 0-2. Kashner's been a fly ball pitcher so far this year, even though it's the sinker that he likes to rely on. So the more of those ground balls he picks up, better off he feels about it. Set up, down and away. Pitch comes inside. It's going to miss low. And Solar, 1 ball, 2 strike count. Solar's been very impressive. He has had 3 at-bats against Kashner, has gone 1 for 3 against him. Second in the league in on-base percentage. That's one of the reasons. He has a very solid eye. He'll pick up walks, take them whenever he can get them.
Yeah, he sure is, you know, and this is an aggressive team. So, but Solar a little bit more patient than most. Has over 20 walks right now, one of the tops in the American League. But he showed the power and the ability to spray the ball around last night.
That's going to go into the shift. Scope's going to have to hustle this one over with that speed, and got him. Close play. Ed Yost turns immediately to his video people. He wants the umpire to hold the game up. To take a look at that. Solar can fly. Jonathan Scope was back.
Yeah, a little chopper, and of course the big shift on Jonathan Scope firing it. What a quick release right there. He and Manny Machado were out taking early ground balls, and they were actually working on the quick glove to hand transfer. How about the pick on the end by Davis? Wow, that's a tough one. He picked it clean.
That's the kind of defense the Orioles have generally had in the Buck Showalter years here, and this year that has failed them a bit, but that's the kind of play that makes a big difference in a ball game. Here is Moustakas. He'll go after the first pitch. That's into the shift. Manny will make the spin and the throw, and that's a 1-2-3 inning. And as the song said, what a difference a day makes. Orioles lineup coming up. In the second inning had been the toughest for him. Here's the Orioles lineup: Mancini, Jones, and Machado. It'll be Scope, Trumbo, and Davis. Valencia gets the start at third. Gentry in right, and Caleb. But Trey Mancini this season, there you see, leading the team versus lefties.
Yeah, and here's a lefty for you. Big drink of water. Eric Skoglund pitching for the Royals. Two-seam fastball, pretty good pitch. He loves to establish the fastball early in a ball game. He's been roughed up a little bit, say the least. Had some success in the minor leagues. First big stint in the major leagues this season. Take a look at the numbers. He does have the one win, but a .684 earned run average. He's had some rough outings. 4 of 5 has been 4 more runs scored. So Skoglund could be what the Orioles need right here. Some good at bats, put some runs on the board. The bats were hot in last night's ball game.
25-year-old left-hander, and right away up the middle goes Trey Mancini. So Trey, who ended up with a 1 for 5 last night, equals that in the very first pitch he sees in game 2.
Yeah, chuck and duck. How about that? Now Skoglund coming with the fastball, trying to establish it early, and Mancini ready for it. Wow. That is a bullet right back through the box. And how about the reaction here? A little tardy. That was a bullet.
Mancini continues that fine average against the left-handers, and the Orioles get the leadoff man on base. Adam Jones moved into the number 2 spot again last night. Adams got a 4-game hit streak going. 1 for 3 and a walk in the ball game. Upped his average to 246 right now. Adams' problem has been finding some numbers at home. He's hitting .308 on the road, but only a .172 here in his own yard. That number will improve dramatically, one would expect, as the weather warms up. 0-1 count. Very short lead at first base for Mancini will be held by Duda. Double play depth in the infield, and the pitch away.
Yeah, these are the type of situations. Now, I think the Orioles' mentality, offensively anyway, should be really try to make that first inning mark. Try to get on the board any way you can. And I know this team historically kind of waits for that home run, but man, oh man, if you can manufacture a run, especially after that nice first inning by Cashner, the defense has been playing pretty solid. They did in last night's ball game. A nice first inning tonight. Why not put a quick run on the board? Maybe a hit and run, hit behind the runner. I mean, the Orioles got to make some marks.
Yep. Adam Jones with a 1-ball, 2-strike count on him. Adam has picked up the pace of that hit streak of 4 games in place. Mancini a couple of steps off the bag. Skoglund with a long look at him in the 1-2 delivery, and did he go? He did. Home plate umpire makes the call, and Adam was already leaving. So he chased the pitch down and in. That's 40 strikeouts in 26 innings now for the Kansas City starter.
How about that? The hard slider targeting that back foot and playing it off the fastball. Well, pretty firm fastball, and of course the release point a little bit closer. Big kid, he's like 6'7" out there on the bump. So with that release point, adds in a couple extra innings, and that fastball gets on you. You turn it up a notch and drops that power slider.
He's allowed 4+ runs in 4 of the 5 starts he's had, so the Orioles will look to add to those woes for him. And here he is, Manny Machado. Manny up there among the leaders in so many offensive categories, leading the Orioles, of course, in about all of them. Mancini's still over there at first base. Breaking ball will be in there for a strike.
And take a look at the Royals defense behind Skoglund. Gordon, Almonte, and Jay roaming the outfield here at Camden. Escobar and Merrifield up the middle. Moustakas and Duda on the corners, and the veteran backstop Perez doing the catching tonight.
Salvador Perez, bit of a problem with the mask. Took a little time to get it there. The Kansas City defense is ranked 4th best in fielding percentage in the American League coming into this ball game. So they've done a pretty good job helping to support. Throw over. Bounced that one. Nice play by Duda.
Now take a look. Most hard hit batted balls this season. Of course, Manny last year one of the tops in the league. This year no different. 56 hard hit balls. That's 95 miles an hour and over. And there you see Moustakas on the list as well. He had a big night in last night's ball game. 3 for 6 with a couple home runs. So he's squaring it up.
0-1 delivery put up in the air to center field. That one easily playable. Almonte will move over, and he will put it away. Machado is retired, and there are 2 down. The Kansas City starter comes out of Sarasota, the Orioles spring training home. That's where he was born and raised and went to school. He's Sarasota High School, which has always had some outstanding high school programs. Then went on to the University of Central Florida. He made his debut last May against Detroit. He was up and down with the ball club, and he is 25 years old, retains his status as a rookie. And runner at first base, 2 away, and that'll bring up Jonathan Schoop. Re-entered the Oriole lineup last night. Orioles happy to have him back. Ended up with a 1 for 5. Got a couple of RBIs late in the ball game. And the sun is shining on him brightly here in game 2. A 0-1 count. Mancini not going anywhere at first base. And a throw over. He's almost standing on the bag.
Yeah, I think Ned Yost kind of thinking when you play teams that are struggling, I think the first thought of the opposing managers, they're probably going to push it a little bit, try to do something different to energize the offense. Maybe a couple quick throws overs on Mancini. Maybe thinking that Buck Showalter might try to catch him off guard.
Fouled off. Manny had an even 300 against left-handers during the season last year. So Schoop rather. So no reason to believe he won't continue that kind of a number against lefties. The Orioles right now are struggling against these left-handed starters. They've gone 3-9. That is tied for last in the majors in win percentage against left-handers. 0-2 count. This left-hander's off-speed delivery is tipped foul at the plate by Jonathan.
Well, his first slow breaking ball right there. He's flipped in a harder slider. And got Adam Jones to swing through it, but there to slow him down in the 70s with the hook. And I'll probably try to speed him back up with that heater.
Shift put on here. Take a look at it, brought to you by Ford, as they move that second baseman Merrifield over almost behind second base. Orioles trying to take advantage here of that leadoff base hit by Trey Mancini. Skoglund with the 0-2. Long hold, and the pitch will be up high. Count goes to the ball and 2 strikes. I got to check here on Salvador Perez. When he stood up to catch that, I'm thinking this is one real good forecourt in a basketball game, because Perez is very tall. That one put down the line in right field. He got 6-7 on the mound, And behind the plate, you got 6'3", 250. So that's pretty good.
Yeah. And at the plate, you got about 6'4", 250 or so. Some big men playing this game.
Skoglund is a string beaner out there on the mound. Real lean, 1-2. Runner not going. Ball hit in the air to right field. Playing very deep. It's going to be a long run and a nice catch by Merrifield. Their second baseman went back and caught it over his shoulder because Jay didn't look like he was going to be able to get there. A couple of real good defensive plays for each club to start the ball game. Kabako takes a look. Araujo, what's going on with the lessons he's learning here at the major league level out of the bullpen. And for Steve Molesky, catcher Caleb Joseph, and comments on Dylan Bundy's recent struggles from the guy who's catching him. Brought to you by PNC. No better time to act than today. PNC, make today the day. Cashner ready to go against Perez. Salvador Perez 1 for 3, a homer, 2 RBIs in the ball game last night. Homer in the first inning, and Cashner a little bit low and outside with it for a ball.
No, I like the way he's working that outside edge there. The two-seam fastball, trying to bring it back on the outer corner. Really worked well against Soler. Of course, Jay ended up getting a big out as well. I mean, got to establish that fastball. We talked about that at the beginning of the show. Prove you're going to throw it for strikes, and those secondary pitches, you get some swing and misses.
Perez is 1 for 9 lifetime off Cashner, and that one will be in the dirt. The problem for the Orioles starters so far this season, teams have barreled up on him. His balls hit that were barreled up on have jumped from 3.9% to 13% this year. And for starting pitchers last year, he was second best on that in not being barreled up. That one Adam Jones will track back on the near the warning track anyway, puts it away. Perez is retired. So that would indicate the pitchers are a little bit fatter this year. The sinker may not be working, as this season he's gone from having the second fewest barreled up balls to having the 4th highest barreled up balls.
Yeah, unfortunate too, because I mean last year, pitching in Texas, he was able to keep it in the yard. This year the home runs have kind of bit him a little bit, giving up 9 already this season, so he's given up about 2 home runs per 9 innings, and last year he was under 1.
That one will be fouled off down the line. Well, as he said, he told us in spring training, and I remember talking with him 2 starts ago about it. He says, when you're a sinker ball pitcher, you live and die with it. If it's working, you're going to be okay, and if it isn't, you're going to get stung. It'll stay up, and hitters can barrel up on it. Good pitch there that moved down. The count goes to 0-2. Cashner, 31 years old, 43 wins, 68 losses, his career numbers. Duda, 2 for 10 off the Oriole right-hander. Power hitter fouls it back.
A good fastball there. Now One of the weapons with Cashner's fastball, we talk about his sinker, and he's moving around pretty well tonight, but the straight fastball is a very effective pitch. And there you see trying to go up and in, 94 miles an hour. He's got a little extra velocity on his four-seam fastball, and it really keeps hitters honest. You could straighten them up in there as well.
0 for 4 last night for Duda. He was the one who would suffer on through, even though he did contribute offensively, getting on base as part of that 20-hit, 15-run, 20-hit attack by Kansas City last night. We mentioned there's always somebody who ends up not getting a mark in the ball game for a club where everybody's getting 2 or 3 hits apiece, and last night it happened to be Duda. 0-2 count on him with 1 down. Shift Scope way out in right field, and he'll foul that back.
Well, that four-seam fastball kind of took off. Maybe a little overthrow there, and we saw some mistakes from Bundy last night with the fastball where it just leaked back over, missing his spot, catching too much of the white of the plate, and he paid for it. Well, he got away with 1 there. 0-2 count. That was center cut.
0-2 delivery. Tried to work the outside corner. Will just miss with that one. And the count will go to a ball and 2 strikes. That will move Danny Valencia, the third baseman, deeper and further over towards second base. He stayed in just in case. And that pitch is there for a strike. He knew it and walked away.
Boy, that's a nice changeup right there from Cashner. First batter of the game, Jay. 3-2 count. He dropped a changeup on him. How about this one? Great location. Really received well from Caleb Joseph. Big punch out.
That'll bring Merrifield to the plate. Whit Merrifield getting the start at second base in the ball game tonight. Last night Ryan Goins played second, and Merrifield was the designated hitter in the ball game. 2 down, nobody on. He's never faced Cashner before. He's had a hot bat. 306 over the last 8, including 4 multi-hit games. 1-0 pitch, and that'll be fouled back the other way.
Yeah, you kind of tell by his approach that he rarely gets outside of himself, meaning he's trying to do too much, you know, hit home runs. I think he understands his game and what to do with the bat and shoot the ball all over the place with a consistent bat path. Is his game, and he's off to a good start this year. Saw him flash the leather there to end the last inning on a nice play running out to the outfield. So he's got the court awareness as well, knowing where the outfield is. He didn't even look at the outfielder when he hauled that one in.
He is their MVP, most versatile player. He has started 5 different positions. That one in the air, Davis took a look, be no play. Told you he's young in terms of major league experience, but he's 29 years old. He's played a lot of minor league games, brings tremendous speed to this ball club. And we saw that exhibited last night. When he gets on the base paths, he takes off. He can fly.
Yeah.
2 ball, 2 strike count. Pitch on the way, and a ground ball fouled outside of third. A protect me swing on that one.
Good pitch, and Cashner's been around the plate enough now that you're going to get some of those swings, kind of protecting the plate, working the edges, get ahead, and then get those chases.
Little struggle against the right-handers so far. Only 193 off righties. The delivery to him, and talk about a protect me swing. That wasn't even a swing, but he did protect me.
Yeah.
He just laid the bat on it, fouled it off.
Yep, absolutely. 2 strikes. You get out there just trying to battle. And he was in that mode there. Nice pitch. Slider down and away that just tried to stop his swing. Got a piece of it.
Delivery on the way again, and that'll be fouled off. So we're going to have at least an 8-pitch at bat. It's Whitfield hacking away here, refusing to surrender the at bat. Whitfield difficult to strike out. He's a pretty good contact hitter, keeps the bat on the ball. He's walked 13 times this season, striking out 26 on the year. Tied for the lead in the ball club with walks. Just missed. Left side of the infield, was headed into the dugout. Thought there was a strikeout.
Yeah, that's a good pitch, though. Good pitcher's pitch. You know, he's been working the outside corner, the 2-seamer coming back. So Merrifield thinking, or at least Cashner thinking, he might swing.
That one on the 3-2 is going to be caught in left field. Outstanding diving catch by Trey Mancini. And the defense is not letting the Orioles down in the first couple of innings of this ball game. He decided to take the chance. Key to this, he did not hesitate. He decided he was going to catch it, so he never stopped. got it in the webbing of the glove and held on. Good play. And again, Ned Yost had the video people take a look at it, but there'll be no challenge on the catch, and a 1-2-3 inning again. In tonight's game, heavenly shades of night are falling. It's twilight time. You probably don't even remember Herb Reed and the Platters.
Oh, dude, I could sing that song for you.
You sing that all?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good stuff.
I was a little disappointed in your rendition.
Well, you should be. A lot of people have been disappointed in my singing renditions. Oh, Lordy. Here is Mike Trumbo. Trumbo had a couple of hits in the ball game last night. Went 2 for 5, average up to 310 for multi-hit games. We saw Mark on one swing flinch a little bit on a strikeout swing, so I asked him today, "You all right?" He said, "Yep, no problem." He said, "It was just a twinge in my back on the cut I took," but he said there was nothing that lasted on it, so that's good news.
Yeah, real good news. There were a couple plays last night kind of led to a little bit of concern, but everybody's back out on the field. There's last night the high fastball, and he goes right back to the back, grabbing with that right hand. Yeah, a little twinge back there, but okay today. Well, that's a good sign. And even Chris Davis running down the first baseline looked like he was hobbling a little bit after he got past the base, but he was out there for early work today and in the lineup.
Pretty good fastball. Located only 91, but located really well. Kept it down low and on the outside part of the plate. So the left-hander evens the count up on Trumbo. 2-2. Davis and then Valencia to follow. Orioles trying to get out of this 7-game losing streak they are in. Trumbo will take that one inside. It bounces. And the count will go to 3-2. We're getting a number of early 3-2 counts in this ball game on both of these pitchers. Both would prefer that not to happen. That's what runs that pitch count up in a hurry if you get 4 or 5 of those early in a ball game. 3-2 delivery on the way, and Trumbo, that's where they went after him upstairs, and they get him again.
Boy. And you can see the frustration. He was frustrated in last night's ball game where they targeted him up above the strike zone. Here, take a look at the pitch cast. 92-mile-an-hour fastball riding up and out of the zone, and there's the frustration from Trumbo. Trying to stay on top of that pitch.
He knows they're going to go there. It's a matter of being able to lay off it when it's not in the strike zone. Here's Chris Davis. Chris with a homer last night is 1 for 5. He'll go after a 92-mile-an-hour pitch for his strike. Playing in at third base, Moustakas as close as we've seen anybody play Chris Davis. He is way in at third. And that one in the air to center field. Almonte, same depth. He's got it, and there are 2 down. Maryland Lottery contestant of the game, John Heidengardner from Baltimore, $500 for being selected, and $500 more for every Orioles home run hit tonight. Play Home Run Rich's scratch-offs, win up to $50,000, or enter non-winning tickets for a chance to be the contestant of the game. Visit mdlottery.com/homerun. John, good luck. May you make gazillions tonight. Here is Danny Valencia. He gets a start at third base. Why? Well, he went 3 for 4 last night with a homer, 2 RBIs. That's one why. Second, there's a left-hander on the mound. Maybe first, there's a left-hander on the mound. And thirdly, he hits .294 with 5 home runs against Kansas City.
There you go.
That'll get you a start.
Played a pretty good defensive game last night as well with the big bat.
So will be his 11th start at third base this season. Orioles, of course, defensively, we've talked about some of the struggles they've had. They've allowed 20 unearned runs this season. They've committed 26 errors, and 7 of those 26 have been committed by the 3 who have played at third base this year. So a spot that needs to get solidified defensively for the Orioles. And obviously, you can't be giving up those kind of unearned runs, second most in the league. Pitch is taken inside by the back foot. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
How about Danny Valencia last night? Statcast look here brought to you by PNC Bank, and this is a bomb. Straightaway center field, 103 miles an hour off the bat. Perfect launch angle. A nice swing from Valencia.
3 hits last night, a season high for Danny, and he is putting the numbers up early on here at home, hitting .333 in the ball games that have been played here. Skoglund ready with another 3-2 delivery. Valencia will put that one in the air to center. El Monte coming. He'll get there on a little slide, and side is retired. So the pitchers first couple of innings dominating the ball game. No score. Blue Jays Vlad Guerrero Jr. 19, dominating Double-A baseball. The average, the OPS, 26 games. #1 prospect ranked among all minor leaguers. 13-game hit streak right now. Rich Griffin covers Toronto. He says there's now little doubt that Guerrero will be playing games for the Jays at some point this year. The Rays, they are playing well, but look at the losses they've taken. 12 one-run losses this year. They lead the majors in that department, and they've had 2 consecutive one-run losses going into today.
Yeah, and that's kind of scary because the Rays are, you know, they played about 500 baseball. They kind of bounced back, but when you have 1-run losses, that means you're really close to being a powerhouse team.
Yep. Bullpen's kind of let him down a little bit. Alex Gordon didn't let his team down. Had his 12th career 4-hit ball game last night. He will take the pitch down low for a ball, as Gordon ended up 4 for 5, a homer. He had 3 RBIs, 4 being his all-time career high, 12 of them. 1-1 delivery on the way, off-speed pitch, and that one is in there.
And take a look at this Statcast home run brought to you by Lexus. Off the bat, about 96 miles an hour, but it's back spinning out there with that 32-degree angle, 386 feet away.
He started out really slow, as you mentioned last night, had an injury, went on the DL. He came back on April 24, and since then, a tear. He's hitting .382 since coming off the DL. 3 homers, 8 RBIs, and 10 runs scored since April 24. 2-2 delivery to him. That one will be lashed the other way foul. Ned Yost said he thinks he's swinging the bat as well as he ever has, and that's saying a lot because the first few years with Kansas City, I mean, this was a major league power hitter.
Oh, yeah.
And right now, Yost says he just looks as good as he's ever looked.
Yeah, nice short swing. It seems like he's got a pretty good understanding of how to get that bat head to the baseball. I mean, you play long enough and you tinker with things, but just tell by the way he takes his practice swings, the way he takes BP, you can just see that he's just thinking about, he's not trying to do too much, just squaring up the baseball with good hard contact. And he was doing it all night last night with the 4 knocks.
Yeah, he really put up some numbers. Terry Bradshaw, their hitting coach over there, another one fouled off. Well, both of these teams are really working the starting pitchers. The starting pitchers are winning the battles, but the battles are going on for a while as these counts and foul balls continue to climb. I think he's trying to keep the ball down on.
Yeah, that's a great group of pitches right there on the Nissan pitch cast.
Just missed on that one. So another full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes to the leadoff batter Gordon. Escobar and then Almonte will follow. For Cashner, it's the 3rd full count of the game. And walked him. First walk surrendered, and the leadoff man is on. Orioles are going to be hosting the Tampa Bay Rays this weekend, and on Friday enjoy postgame fireworks featuring Star Wars music. And then on Saturday, a single admission doubleheader starts at 3:05. First 25,000 fans 15 and over get the Orioles car emblem presented by Easy Pass Maryland. Tickets at Orioles.com. Who will be pitching in that doubleheader remains up for grabs. This depends on how much the bullpen gets used here in these games against Kansas City. Here is Escobar, runner at first, pitch taken down low for a ball. Escobar 2 for 5 in the ball game last night. He's had his chances against Cashner. He is 1 for 8. Escobar comes into the ball game the 4th most difficult player in the American League to strike out. Strikeout per plate appearances is a good one.
Yeah, you were talking last night about this Kansas City team, pretty aggressive as far as swinging outside the strike zone, but they don't swing and miss. You know, they put it at play, put a little pressure on the opponent's defense, and you put it in play, good things will happen.
Pitch on the way, bunted. Only play is at first, and he got the out at second. Outstanding play by Caleb. Joseph picked it up, made the decision immediately that he was going for the lead runner, and there was no question. He got it there in time for the out.
Yeah, Caleb's got a great feel for this, understanding of the speed of the base runners. Everything's right in front of him. Nice strong throw down to Manny Machado at second base. That's an important play right there. That leadoff walk gun down here by Caleb Joseph, keeping the double play in order. And how about the fundamentally sound pickup there? Not using his glove, bare hand. Just going down and grabbing that baseball. Very efficient play there by Joseph, and a big first out.
So the Orioles have had an outstanding defensive play in each of the first 3 innings that have mattered. And that one really matters, as you were not going to get the play at first base probably on Escobar on a decent bunt, not quite far enough out to the mound. Here's Almonte, who did not play in the game last night. Almonte has faced Cashner before, going 2 for 3, so he gets a shot here. He has struggled in his previous starts, 1 for 16 over the last 4 starts for Abraham Almonte, and fouls that one on a play.
Yeah, I definitely want to be nice to clean this inning up with a ground ball double play. Defense has been tight here in the early going, and I want to turn this lineup over. Some big bats, some hot bats at the top. And ground ball to Machado, let him do some work.
Saw Manny taking that ball at second base, doing an Adam Jones. He was blowing a bubble as he caught the ball.
Yeah.
1-1 delivery on the way, and a chopper. Jonathan Scope will play about the 4th hop on that one, and Almonte, a speedster, is retired. Runner going to second now with 2 down. Orioles fans, when the O's score 5 runs or more, get 50% off regular menu price online orders at papajohns.com with promo code Orioles5. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. Last night, Kansas City had a big night, 4 for 5. With runners in scoring position, they moved out of the bottom spot for team average in these situations and moved up to number 13. They are hitting just .218 with runners in scoring position as a team. Leadoff batter John Jay will take the pitch inside for a ball. Cashner's been very tough in these situations. Opponent sitting only 186 off him. And you get a runner in a scoring position. Off-speed pitch will be in there for a strike at 81.
Yeah, nice pitch right there. Stealing a strike with a slow breaking ball. Yeah, and so Cashner's been great with runners in scoring position, but even better with 2 outs. So this is his type of situation here. Come up with a big 3rd out.
Runner off second base. Ground ball will go to second. Jonathan Scope on the easy backhand. Gets it over to Davis, and that will do it in the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on. Zip, zip. Farms world famous chicken is #1 in Food and Wine magazine for best fast food fried chicken. Royal Farms, real fresh, real fast. And by the hotels at BWI.com. Minutes from BWI Marshall, Amtrak, and Interstate 95. Discover the convenience of the hotels at BWI.com. No score in this one as we go to the 3rd. Cheering section on hand. Some with their Kevin Gausman t-shirts on that they got tonight coming in. Breaking ball is going to catch the inside corner for a strike. Gentry getting a start in right field, his 8th start in right field this season. Gentry 1 for 1. Double and a run last night. Goes after the pitch, and that'll be fouled off.
Yeah, it'd be nice if he gets some speed on the bases. Gentry, the bottom of the lineup tonight, picked up a big double in last night's ball game to help that confidence rise a little bit. And man, if he could get on base, you might see some small ball. Try to get Gentry around the bases here. 0-0 ball game.
0-2 the count. Skoglund's delivery to him, that will be up high. What Mike was talking about there in that last half inning about going after chasing pitches, both of these teams do that, and the distinct difference is exactly what Mike said. Kansas City hits them and the Orioles don't. Right back to the mound. Skoglund finds a way to smother it and then makes the play on Gentry to record the out. Here's Caleb last night, long ball.
Yeah, Caleb, big swing last night, just dropping the head on a down and in fastball, probably a ball off the plate inside, but picking up his first home run since August 18th of last season.
And continues his fine numbers against Kansas City. He now is sitting at 300 lifetime against Kansas City Royals and has 3 career home runs against them. He will take the pitch outside. The teams who chase, meaning going after pitches out of the strike zone this year, the Orioles third most and the Royals fourth most. 1-0 delivery, fouled off. Teams whiffing when chasing. The Orioles are second. The Royals are 17th.
Wow.
And most strikeouts on pitches that are out of the strike zone, the Orioles are first. And the Royals are 20th.
Wow.
Ground ball, that'll go to short. Escobar. Right on the money. So that's the difference. I mean, that's just what Mike said. You can chase pitches if you can hit them, put them in play, and get some hits.
Right.
And the Royals have been able to do that, and the Orioles haven't.
Yeah, just finding a way, putting it in play. Good things happen. We talk about that all the time. And of course, you can help your batting average with balls in play, but it's all about putting the pressure on some defense. The Orioles, of course, 14th in the American League with strikeouts. So part of their offensive game that could potentially come down and help them be more efficient offensive team.
Trey Mancini will take it for a strike. Trey picked up a base hit, leading off the ball game for the Orioles. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down. Skoglund barely gets beyond 5 as far as innings pitched concerned. 25-year-old was 1-2 last year, had only 5 starts. He's had 5 starts this year, and he's 1-2. So if you're really good at math, you know that his career record's 2-4. And a 1 ball, 2 strike count here. I like guys who haven't pitched a lot and their numbers are low. It's much easier to total them up.
That's right.
Than for Verlander. 1-2 pitch on the way, and that'll be fouled back.
Good swing there from Mancini. A couple good rips after his first at bat. Whistled a first pitch fastball right back through the box. And just missing a couple on the plate there. Look at those mistakes. Man.
1-2. Defense shaded a bit to right in the outfield. How much did that slide into the wall that required stitches to the knee affect Mancini? Never know for sure, but since that day he's hit just .208 with 16 strikeouts since he jammed his knee. That was on April 20. 2-2 delivery, and that'll be foul back.
Yeah, well, I absolutely believe that has something to do with it. And I think that's part of Major League Baseball. There's not a player out there that's 100%. Somebody's banged up. Trumbo saying he felt something in his back. I'm sure he felt something this morning in his back, but he came in and got treatment. He was ready to go. He's playable.
In the air to left field, get a little bit under that. Gordon, he'll track it down onto the warning track, and the Orioles are retired in order. Mancini out of there. It's still 0-0.
On the 10-day DL, retroactive to May 6th with the right elbow. Hyperextension is what they're calling it. Tanner Scott recalled from AAA Norfolk. Tanner's been up and down this season, and starting that. Here we go. Seeing Norfolk pitchers every other day.
Now we know why Darren has not been used. I mean, we've seldom seen Darren O'Day coming out of the bullpen, and now we know why. Kashner goes back to work here, and the first pitch is a great off-speed delivery. Had him swinging with one arm on that one. Jorge Solar, the great average at .321, up among the leading hitters. As we said, he is second in on-base percentage coming into today's play. Leads the American League with a road average of .400 coming into this game. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Shift on in the infield against him. Solar will take the pitch outside. You have 2 of the top 10 averages in this ball game. Solar is ranked 9th, and Manny Machado is 5th in the league in batting average. 2-1 delivery. Solar chops down on it. Valencia's got it. Danny's throw on the money. Well, celebrate Mother's Day at Oriole Park this Sunday when the Orioles take on the Tampa Bay Rays. First 20,000 fans 18 and over will receive a Mother's Day pashmina scarf. Plus, the Kids Run the Bases post-game presented by Wise Markets. You can get your tickets today at Orioles.com. Mother's Day coming up Sunday here at the ballpark.
Beautiful scarf. Beautiful scarf, don't you think?
It is. Rarely have I seen one better. Very colorful.
I love Mother's Day gifts.
I know you do. You talk about that all the time.
Yeah.
But how important that is for Monica. 0-1 count. She's now either rolling on the floor
or making whoopie pies.
Or shutting the TV off.
She wouldn't do that.
Oh, yeah, she would. Moustakas waiting on it. He'll foul that off the other way. Moustakas grounded out his first time up.
Take a look at Moustakas' StatCast home run on the Verizon Fios. Here, Moustakas crushed this ball out on the Utah street of almost 107 miles an hour off the bat. He is locked in.
Here's the 1-2 delivery to him, and a good pitch. Got him to go after one, up and away. Kashner gets his second K.
I'm very locked in on that swing. Couple pitches down and away, and then the high heat, 94 miles an hour. Good four-seam fastball with some nice running life up there. Looks like a good pitch to stay on top of, but extra life through the top of the zone gets Moustakas.
2 down. Here's Perez. Salvador Perez flying out to center. Gets jammed on a pitch right there. Takes it inside. And an 0-1 count. Infield shifted around. 0-1 delivery on the way, and that'll be outside. Bounced in the dirt. For Kashner, it's not only about pitching well, but getting some run support. He's had 2 or fewer runs 5 of his 7 starts. That .256 run support averaged 3rd lowest in the American League, and that it's been even lower in the games that he has pitched against Kansas City, where he's got an 0-2 record and a 169 earned run average. So run support has not been there for him overall this year, and in his career it has not been there against the Kansas City Royals.
Well, you'd hope it show up tonight because you know, pitchers that keep their team in there, that's what they're looking for. Obviously that's his goal. I don't think Kashner is worried about wins and losses. He wants to give his team a chance to win every night, and he's done a pretty good job of that. Last couple starts, a couple rougher outings, but you know, veteran guy that knows what to do, get in the middle of the ball game.
That'll be a base hit against the shift. He put that with that big hole he had on the other side. So Salvador Perez picks up a 2-out single, and that will be hit number 1 for the Kansas City Royals. Each team with just 1 hit so far in the ball game, and Perez gets that one. So that'll give Duda a chance. Duda's got pretty good power bat, and with 2 down, a runner on, he'll be looking to try and drive a ball. Duda called out on strikes, now just 2 hits and 11 at bats. Lifetime against Kashner. Kashner will go to the stretch. It's been very effective, Cashner has, with runners on base. When the bases are empty, the teams have hit .312 against him. When runners are on, they're hitting .213.
Well, Cashner's he's very effective mixing up his pitches, and he's got 4 quality pitches. So
off speed, left center field. That one is in the gap, going back, and that ball is gone. Goodbye, home run. Way back. That one to the second tier of the bullpens where the Kansas City Royals are. So Perez kept it alive, and Duda used the long ball, and the Royals have a 2-0 lead on the 10th home run surrendered by Cashner this year.
Man, innocent little single leads to the 2-run home run, and this is the hanging breaking ball. Man, did not finish that one at all. Maybe a little slip on the release, and it just spun at the top of the zone, and Cashner showing the frustration there.
Yep, one mistake, all it takes. That's home run number 4. RBIs 16 and 17 for Duda. So a 2-out rally mounted here in the 4th inning by the Kansas City Royals. 5 home runs last night. Now they add another. And this is a ball club that is not hitting home runs when you look at their numbers on the entire season. But they certainly have taken advantage of Camden Yards. 1-1 delivery on the way, and that'll be a strike at the knees.
Yeah, they sure have. And I think Kansas City kind of targets players that really aren't necessarily home run hitters, more gap type hitters. They can drive the ball. Kauffman Stadium is a huge ballpark. And they kind of enjoy going on the road, it seems, especially coming here to Camden. Well, warming up a little bit.
You know, the power hitters do. They were ranked coming into the ball game 13th in the American League in home runs. Pitch will hit the dirt. That'll be outside. So another full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes. As Duda putting the long ball up. And for the left-handers, they've hit 6 of the 10 that have been hit off Cashner this year. 3-2 delivery, and that's going to be a base hit. No, Danny Valencia goes back to get it. Good play by Danny. Third baseman pulls it in, but Duda gets the 2-run homer. Royals get the lead, and our Ram do-ups will be Jones, Machado, and Scope.
Ball game 13th in the American League, but last couple ball games have been sensational. Beautiful play there by Jonathan Scope on the run with the quick release. How about Mancini saving a base hit, possibly extra bases in left field, and Caleb Joseph like a cat coming out of the box to gun down the runner at second base. Orioles defense tightening up a little bit. Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com to see how much you could save.
So the home run is the 53rd surrendered by the Orioles. Duda got it. Good for 2 RBIs. The Orioles have given up the 2nd most home runs in the American League now. And a 2-0 lead for the Royals. Left-hander starts it out with a strike at the knees. Adam Jones, a strikeout victim, his first time up. And the Orioles have got to find some runs to get off the left-hander. Jones up the middle. That's the way to start it. Adam goes straight into center field, and a leadoff single for the Orioles. 2 out of 4. Orioles have had the leadoff man on. Fourth inning of Orioles baseball brought to you by the all-wheel drive RAV4. Toyota, what drives you? Visit buyatoyota.com for great deals. Really beautiful day and a pretty night here at the ballpark with the sun setting, lights starting to take effect now. Manny Machado flying out to center field his first time up. Adam Jones on at first, extends his hit streak to 5 games with that base hit leading off the 4th inning. Both of these pitchers have had their problems retiring leadoff batters. Skoglund gets only 54%. That one up in the air, playable. Center field, Almonte. Hang time. Runner's going to tag. Adams going to try and take the extra base, and he does. Do what you got to do to try and get on the board.
Wow. Wow, do I love that play right there. Adam Jones, you know, I was talking to him earlier today, seeing how the veteran was holding up here in some tough times for the Orioles. And he said, you know, I'm trying to stay positive, do some little things out here to help the team win. Well, Manny just missing a monster home run there, just getting underneath it. And Adam Jones goes back and tags. And how about that? Keeping his eye on the ball, hustling on into second base, getting himself in a scoring position. That's a great play right there by Adam Jones.
So now the Orioles with a chance to get one on the board with a base hit. And Jonathan Scope the opportunity. He popped out second base. Merrifield robbed him of a hit on a fine catch over the shoulder going into right field. Pitch will be taken inside.
Here's a look at that play. Take a look at the second baseman, Jonathan Scope. Just a little flare out to right field, and Merrifield, he does not even look at the right fielder, Jay. He's just on a line to that nice play.
They'll hold the runner close at second. Merrifield moves in. And pick off move. He'll get back to the bag. Adam trying to extend that lead as much as he can to get the good jump here. Just a 2-0 ball game with a long way to go. So the Orioles, bottom half of the 4th, like to get at least 1 out of this. For Jonathan Scope last year, 338 with runners in scoring position. He'd like to do that again. Off the fist, nubbed down the first baseline foul.
Boy, that fastball get on him in a hurry there. And I think that kind of is a tell about this young man's left arm. And nothing doesn't look like anything terribly overpowering, but he's been able to mix it up so much that he's keeping hitters off balance. You get a 92-mile-an-hour fastball, just got all over Jonathan Scope right there.
Skoglund has not done well in these situations. Hitters 385 against him with runners in scoring position. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery on the way, and a fastball that'll be up. Right-handers have done the damage off the left-hander by the book. 278 for the righties, 214 for left-handers. And all 4 home runs this left-hander has surrendered have been hit by right-handed hitters. He's got a 2-1 count here on Scope with trouble on deck. Adam Jones off second base. Breaking ball over the top at 81, 2-2.
I've seen a couple of those breaking balls just get topped, kind of pulled foul, and that kind of tells you that there might be a little bit more finish on that breaking ball than we're seeing, you know, on TV. And it's tough to tell. Obviously, it looks at times like that pitch gets a little bit slurvy and a little soft through the zone. There must be a little extra finish on it. Maybe a few more rotations as it bites down, getting on the bottom part of the bat, or top of the bat.
2-2 delivery on the way, and that one he buries inside in the dirt. So another full count. So the left-hander's got his 3rd full count of the ball game. 3-2. Adam Jones held again close to the bag. 3-2 delivery. That's going to be to center, coming hard. Almonte can't get it, scoops it up. He's going to make the throw to the plate, holds Jones at third. Nice play by Perez, who had to scoop that going down the line. So Bobby Dickerson, seeing Almonte coming up and throwing, put the brakes on at third.
Wow, pretty good play right there by the center fielder. Nice piece of hitting by Jonathan Scope, staying inside it. And how about that pick by Almonte out in center field? Adam Jones and Dickerson, they got their eyes on the baseball and the center fielder. And this little pick shuts everybody down in a hurry. A throw well offline, but just too close to home plate to take the chance.
Good throw by a good hustle by Almonte. Not a good throw, but it was enough in time to hold the runner, and Perez went out there and scooped that up down the line like an infielder. So now the Orioles have runners at first and third. Only one away. And here is Mark Trumbo. Trumbo will take the pitch up high. Strikeout victim. His first time up. The Orioles last night went 2 for 10 with runners in scoring position. They stranded 11 on base. So a chance to right some of those numbers from last night here in the fourth inning.
You know, Buck was talking about one of the positives, just those extra opportunities. Hey, they haven't had a lot of those opportunities this year.
Popped up. That's not deep enough to get a run in. Second baseman Whitfield. Tag will be made. They go to the cutoff man. And there's a very big out. Trumbo is retired. And there are 2 down.
Man. Yeah, big pitch right there. The young lefty to get Trumbo on big situation. And drive in some runs. Orioles playing some pretty good baseball. Adam Jones getting in a scoring position, running the bases well. And you hope for that big hit.
So the runners remain at first and third. Chris Davis coming up. Royals go into the shift. Chris flying out to center field his first time up. He's done well in these situations despite that low overall average. He's hitting .308 with runners in scoring position this year. Down he goes and fouled straight back.
I'll take a look at the defensive shift by Geico. And of course, got Adam Jones over at third base. We got Jonathan Scope over at first base. And the Orioles trying to play first and third here for a little while.
0-1 the count. Davis will take the pitch up high. So big moment in the ball game with the Royals on top by a score of 2-0. Chance for the Orioles to get something back right here against this left-hander. They'll move Moustakas back a little bit. 1-1 way up high. 3 of those in this at bat that have just taken off and zoom balled up in the air.
Yeah, that's good. But Davis taking some healthy cuts when the ball's in the strike zone, so that's good to see. Chris out early today with hitting coach Scott Coolbaugh. Brady Anderson actually out on the field as well, trying to get the crusher a little bit more consistent.
2-1 delivery, followed through better on that one and fouled it off. 2-2.
Chris Davis picked up his first extra base hit since April 20th last night when he crushed the ball. Oh, yeah, big home run for Davis. Hopefully that swing kind of gets him going, builds that confidence up.
Chris with his 3rd home run of the year last night. 2-ball, 2-strike count. First and third for the Orioles. Pitch on the way to him. Davis in the air, left field, pretty good wood. Going back at the wall, up and goodbye, home run. Chris Davis delivers the long ball the other way. And the Orioles get 3 in a hurry and take a 3-2 lead.
Well, you like to see that little early work and the results. 3-run blast for the crusher.
Davis launching one, and you love to see it going to left field. There he's been trying to take advantage of it, and he did right there. For John Heingardner, our Maryland lottery contestant, that's worth $500.
Now, pretty impressive swing off the tough lefty. You got to keep that front side in there, especially if you're thinking about driving it the other way.
And a breaking ball inside.
Well, let's take a look right here. The 3-run smash gets a fastball up and out over, and he stays through it. Beautiful swing right there, staying inside the baseball. Wow, had his legs underneath him. That's a nice swing.
1-0 delivery will be taken outside. Danny Valencia. So Chris Davis gets the first home run by a left-hander against Skoglund. It's the same thing he did last night against Danny Duffy. Danny Duffy had not given up a home run to a left-hander, and Davis got the first one with home run number 3. Gets the first one here with home run number 4. And now home runs in consecutive ball games. 3-0 count. After the homer, a little leery to throw strikes. Left-hander will get that one in there, taken all the way, and the count will go to 3-1 of Valencia.
Well, you know, scouting report said, warning, Valencia crushes lefties, so better be careful. Those back-to-back homers.
3-1 delivery on the way to him. Danny puts it up in the air. Left field. Alex Gordon finds it and puts it away for the out, but the Orioles get the lead. Jones a single, Scope a single, and Davis brought them both home along with himself with home run number 4. More jinx. What jinx for these guys? You got Aaron Judge picked up right where he left off with a .295, 8 homers, 24 ribbies. Daniel Robertson at Tampa Bay, a great start for him at .291. Mitch Haniger with Seattle, 28 RBIs, 289. And the pitchers, Ronaldo Lopez with the White Sox, Trevor Williams with Pittsburgh, and Jarlin Garcia, Miami, have all put up really fine numbers. So there are 6 sophomore players around the majors who are so far avoided that so-called sophomore jinx.
Yeah, so far so good. Of course, our eyes here, Baltimore on Mancini, who last year finished 3rd in the Rookie of the Year race. So I would say he's having a sophomore slump at all. He's had some tough luck, I know that. A lot of bullets hit right at people, but still pretty productive.
Playing very steady.
Yeah.
1-1 delivery on the way. Cashner goes out there with runs to work with, a run anyway. And Alex Gordon is at the plate. Gordon drew a walk his first time up and taken out on a fielder's choice play. 2 ball, 1 strike delivery on the way. That'll go into the shift to Scope. Plays the big hop in the outfield this time, and Gordon is retired. Well, this season at Oriole Park, kids cheer free. Bring young Oriole fans age 9 and under to Camden Yards free of charge. Every adult purchasing a regularly priced individual game ticket upper deck invited to bring up to 2 children free. And while you're at the ballpark, check out the new and improved Kids Corner featuring the Birdhouse. For tickets, go to Orioles.com/kids free. Number of them on hand here at the ballpark tonight, including many in that upper deck section. 1 down, nobody on, and the pitch taken away. Escobar, fielder's choice. Couple of hits, 6 at bats in the first 2 games of this series. Only a .188 average here in this ballpark for Escobar. That one will bounce by Cashner away 2-0.
Yeah, pretty steady shortstop, though. Tough to find a quality major league shortstop. We talked about him yesterday. Actually came up with J.J. Hardy, and J.J. Hardy said, you know, this young man's going to be a rock out there for a long time, and he has been defensively.
That'll be in there for a strike. Looking at Cashner's numbers home run wise that he's got to stay away from. He gave up 15 home runs in 166 innings last year. He has allowed 10 in 42 innings this year. Long ball is hurting. Up the middle, base hit. Escobar said, "What are you guys talking about? I can hit here."
Yeah.
And he's on with a 1-out single here in the 5th inning. Put some pretty good speed on the base paths in Escobar.
Yeah, when in doubt, stay to the big part of the field right there. Nice swing. We've seen some nice clean base hits right back through the box tonight.
So a couple of runs, couple of hits in the 4th inning. Now a single here in the 5th. 3 hits on the board for Kansas City. Here's Almonte. Almonte grounded out his first time up, getting the start in center field. Another speedster, switch hitter, and will take the pitch down low for a ball. On the year for Almonte, he's gone 2 for 18 batting right-handed. He is 10 for 39 left-handed. 3 home runs, 2 of them from this side of the plate. Runner off first. Big cut fouled right straight back.
His first at bat hit a little ground ball to Jonathan Scope. Love to have another chance at turning the double play here. Put a 0 up after putting 3 on the board.
Scope taking a look over there at first base to see what kind of lead Escobar is trying to get. 1-1 delivered. Just blew that one by him at 93, 1-2.
He's got some good life up there now. Cashner used to throw 100 miles an hour, and unfortunately some setbacks with some injuries when he was with the Padres, so fastball velocity came down a little bit, and he's learned how to pitch with his secondary weapons, and of course that 2-seam fastball.
1-2 delivery on the way. Almonte holds tough, putting it back into the screen. John Jay, the leadoff batter, is waiting on deck. Kansas City team that came out of the box struggling. 2-14 at one point. They've won 7 of their last 11 to go 12-23 on the year. Offense has picked the pace up over those last dozen games. Throw over to get him back on his belly. Count will stay 1-2 here.
Yeah, Kansas City has always kind of had one of those pesky offenses, kind of slapping the ball around, has good team speed. Go first to third on you.
As we said, they're only 5 games out behind Cleveland. Cleveland's the only team in their division playing .500 baseball. Second place owned by Minnesota, coming into today's play 2 games under .500. Somewhat different than the American League East.
Well, I'll say.
Where the Red Sox and Yankees off to great starts. Toronto's 2 games above 5, and then Tampa Bay and the Orioles below .500. Escobar waiting for Cashner to move to the pitching slab and then heads off. 1-2 count, only 1 down. He's made no movement to go. Throw over though to make sure he doesn't.
Good quick snap throw right there. Keep him honest at first base.
Cashner with a 1-2 count. And slowing it down on Almonte because of Escobar at first base. Runner stays, and another one foul back and out of play.
Good fastball up at the top of the zone right there, hoping for the swing through, but shortening up a little bit with 2 strikes.
That's what we were talking about. That's what Kansas City's been able to do so far against these pitches that are close or a little out of the zone. Put the bat on it. That one in the air to short. And he backs up, and he's got it. Runner back to first base, and there are 2 down. PNC Minor League Insights brought to you by PNC. No better time to act than today. PNC, make today the day.
Now, Hunter Harvey promoted up to AA Bowie this season. Some injuries to start his young career. First-round pick back in 2013, and today 5 strong innings in Altoona. Yeah, he's off to a very solid start in AA. 1-1 record with a 3.63. No walks today, so very aggressive in the strike zone. His confidence going. Of course, Hunter Harvey came up here for a quick drink of coffee and then back down to AA. Get his innings built up.
He will be back. 2 down. Runner remains at first base. Here's John Jay, who was flied out, grounded out. Now, if Escobar is ever going to take off, here's the opportunity. You get the leadoff batter at the plate, so even if you're out, you get to start the inning with your leadoff batter up. 2 out of 3 stolen bases for Escobar. Kansas City's gone 15 successful, 8 caught as a team. Pitch taken away. Running wise, they are led by Merrifield, who's gone 7 out of 9, their second baseman. And base stealer galore from last year.
Yeah.
1-0 count on Jay. Escobar not going. Down to first and foul. And Cashner comes back on him and gets it at a 1-1 count. Be a little concerned about the pitch count at 87. Just the 5th inning.
Yeah, I know they were concerned in Cashner's last start against Oakland. He only threw 4 2/3, but his pitch count got up 114 pitches. So a lot of those 3-2 counts that you're talking about.
Another foul ball outside of third. This time Escobar will come back. It's interesting. Sometimes when you get sinker ball pitchers, they actually, when they get a little bit tired or even better, ball will tend to sink a little more. A lot of them have said that. In Cashner's career, of course, he's not, as Mike has talked about, he's not been a sinker ball pitcher all of it. He's been a power pitcher at one point.
Yeah. So
hard to judge his career numbers in that regard. 1-2 delivery. That'll go to Jonathan Scope. He's had a busy night at second base. Over to Davis. Gets the out. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. Orioles lead it by 1. Good ball game here in the middle of 3 against Kansas City as the Orioles have a 3-2 lead, trying to end this 7-game losing streak that they are in. Skoglund, the left-hander's walked none. He has struck out 2 in the ball game. Orioles have gotten 3 runs on 4 hits against him. On the other side, Cashner has walked 1 and struck out 2, and the Orioles have picked up the Royals rather picked up a couple of runs off him coming in the 4th inning on 3 hits. And the pitch will be taken away. Gentry grounded out his first time up. 2-0.
Pretty solid game for the Orioles so far, defensively making the plays that need to be made. Some tougher plays as well. Keep Cashner flowing in the ball game, and I like the fact that the Orioles offense answered right back after they put 2 runs on the board. Kansas City did. Chris Davis came up and hit that 3-run home run, and that's the type of answer you need. And then Cashner comes back right back out, puts a 0 up. Those are the type of things that this team really needs. I mean, when you talk about a here we go again, when the Orioles score a run, typically the opposing team puts some runs right back up. And that's when they get that attitude. Oh, my gosh, what do we have to do? Well, a good shutdown inning that last inning.
And here's a great chance to add to it. You get that leadoff walk in an inning. Gentry does here in the 5th. That'll be the first free pass. Skoglund has surrendered, and he's given up some. He's given up 22 walks and 31 innings worked this year. And the Orioles get one to lead it off, and they get one with good speed. Caleb Joseph grounded out his first time up. Pitch on the way will be up high for a ball. Caleb taking a look. Bobby Dickerson down at third. Infield will stay at double play depth with Trey Mancini waiting on deck. There's the throw over. Gentry trying to get a read on him. Not his best move right there, but at least he gets a look. Craig has had 5 stolen bases, 5 out of 6. Leads the Orioles in steals. He's got a good lead. 1-0, runner goes. Ball whacked into left field. That's going to be a base hit. Gentry picks it up. He'll head to third. Running throw to third is not in time. And the Orioles cover the corners here in the 5th with nobody out.
You like to see that little hit and run action by Buck Showalter and the Birds. Caleb Joseph, a couple hits in yesterday's ball game, so feeling pretty good. A little fastball in the inside corner, and there's Gentry on the move. And finally gets his head up to pick up the baseball there, and just hustling in there. A little Pete Rose head first dive into third base, and he liking the aggressive offense.
Caleb Joseph wishes he could play against Kansas City every day. Up over 300 now, his career average against the Royals. So an opportunity to add to it. Trey Mancini base hit. He is flied out, and he will take the pitch down low for a ball. 2 for 25 in these situations on the year for Trey Mancini, who last year was at the top of the pile in the Orioles with runners in scoring position, hitting .340. He will slice that one on the inside out swing the other way.
Yeah, Trey is so tough. I mean, opposing pitchers try to make these nasty pitches, and I still believe there's nobody better at covering both corners of the plate. Mancini will pull a ball down the left field line that's 3 or 4 inches inside, and he'll take a ball down the right field line off the plate. So incredible plate coverage.
Got one that bore in a little bit on the hands, foul back, and a 1-ball 2-strike count. Obviously, with nobody out here, at least get that run in from third base. That's where Gentry is. Caleb over there at first. 1-2. Left-hander's pitch, and he golfed at it. Did he foul tip it? Apparently he did, and it was caught for a strikeout.
Well, that hard slider, we've seen it a few times in this ball game, spiking it down in the dirt. Pretty risky play here, but Trustin Perez, he gets that big body in front of it and kills it right in front. Home plate umpire saying he did not get a piece of it.
Didn't touch it. Nope. Tried to sell it.
Yeah, well, yeah.
One away. The runners remain at first and third. Here's Adam Jones. He's had a base hit, a run scored. Has struck out. Adam now with a 5-game hit streak. Pitch on the way to him. A ground ball to short. Escobar, Merrifield, and a double play. So the Orioles got the first 2 on and could not convert. Remains a 1-run lead for the O's. 2018, a day that will live in motor history. Colin McHugh of the Astros got in the cart and came in from the bullpen. Woohoo! Been a long time since Major League Baseball or anywhere else in baseball had seen that. McHugh using the buggy. And take a look at some of the images of the old carts that existed. The White Sox there. Bill Lee coming in for the Red Sox in the Big B cart. And look at this. Seattle had a boat cart that they used to bring pitchers in from the bullpen. And there's the Orioles cart. That used to be a common sight at ballparks everywhere. Hasn't been in play. They put it back in this year. It's something players can do voluntarily if they wish to.
Well, they asked Nicole if we could bring the cart on the field, bring the players in. She said, no way.
No way. No, you got to come around.
We can fly him over. Don't touch the field.
Put a zip line in. That'll be a base hit into left field, and it's going to go to the wall. Trey Mancini going over to get it. Solar will go into second base. He's got a double as he went after the first pitch seen here in the top half of the sixth inning. So a two-bagger puts a potential tying run on at second base.
Yeah, well, the emotions of this game. Man, oh man, Orioles a big chance that last inning, and Soler coming out swinging, whistling a double in the gap there to get himself in a scoring position.
So his 10th of the year for their leading average hitter, and he's got good speed. Now you got Moustakas, who has grounded out, struck out. Moustakas will foul that one away. More Moustakas, 0 for 2 in this one, 1 for 6 lifetime against Andrew Cashner. Now this is the third time through the lineup. This is where Cashner has had some problems. Opposing teams, as you would expect, averages jumped up from the first two times through. Cashner's got a 259 first time, 224 second time through, but then 100 points higher. Third time through the lineup, it goes to 324. So he'll try and stay out of that number here in the sixth inning. Mike Moustakas. Shift on. Had him fooled on the timing on that one. 1-2.
A great changeup right there from Cashner. Been steadily working that outside corner on the lefties. He's come up with some nasty changeups in this ball game. Get himself into the count. That's a big pitch there. How about that group of pitches working the edge?
Tough not to go after those because they're there. 1-2 delivery on the way. Moustakas will take it. Moustakas done a lot of damage against the Orioles. They take a look at the shift. Toyota brings it to you with Scope moving over there, just edging in the outfield grass. 5 RBIs, most by a Royal in a game this year, and in 2015 he had a career high 9 against the Orioles. And located up and in to get him.
I like that pitch from Cashner. And that four-seam fastball up at the top of the zone and just tying them all up. Ball taken off up and in to get Moustakas. Tough pitch to get to. A big second out. Or first out, excuse me.
So one down, runner remains at second base, Solar. And here is Salvador Perez, a base hit, a run scored, and he is flied out. Duda got the home run, fourth inning, accounting for the 2 runs Royals have. Takes the pitch on the inside corner. Orioles getting the 3-run homer by Chris Davis in the 4th. Jones and Scope had reached on base hits ahead of him. Now in a 1-run ball game, there's a potential tying run at second. 0-1 delivery on the way. Trying to work him inside, a little too far in on that one. Couple of chances tonight for the Royals after their 4 for 5 in the ball game last night. Cashner's got a 1-1 on Perez. Scope right behind second base. And we'll get ahead of him, 1-2.
Another good fastball right there. The four-seamer 94 up and in. Saw him sneak that fastball by Moustakas. Up and in on the lefty. Up and in on the righty to take advantage of this count. Couple hard fastballs in there. He's opened up that outside corner for himself.
Perez with the outfield straightaway. Little breeze blowing out to left field. It was blowing to right at the start of the ball game. 1-2 delivery, and that one's going to be fouled back. And Perez hangs tough in there. Count goes to 1-2.
99th pitch of the ball game for Cashner, and his best fastball, 95 miles an hour, right there at the top of the zone.
1 ball, 2 strike count. Salvador Perez waiting on it. 1-2 delivery. He'll chase, but able to get the bat on it. Fouls it off.
Wow. That pitch is about a foot off that outside corner, and somehow keeping the AB going.
Perez, one of those many non-drafted free agents coming out of Venezuela. Now 27 years old, has had an outstanding career, all of it with Kansas City. 272 lifetime hitter. He'll pop that one up. First base. Davis. Chris has got it, and there are 2 down. 2 away. Runner remains at second. Duda.
Oh, Lucas Duda. He got on a hanging breaking ball. How about this? Brought to you by StatCast Mercedes-Benz here. 104 miles an hour off the bat. Up into the bullpens there. You make a mistake, especially one of those hanging spinners. Big league hitters are going to make you pay. And Lucas Duda, no stranger to the long ball, picking up his 4th of the season.
That ball just kept going all the way up into the Kansas City bullpen. Duda now with 3 home runs lifetime against the Orioles, and 2 of the 3 have been hit here. He has also struck out. Runner off second, 2 down. And foul tips that one into the mitt. Both teams have picked up their runs with 2 away. In the 4th inning for Kansas City, there were 2 down before Perez got the single, then Duda the home run. And the Orioles, Davis came to the plate with 2 down, 2 on when he delivered his 3-run homer. Shift on, the delivery to him. Duda will take it away.
Back-to-back changeups right there. Cashner feeling pretty good about his change tonight. He's made some quality pitches.
Lucas Duda trying to get the ball game tied up, and Cashner trying to protect an Orioles 1-run lead. Solar getting the lead off second. Duda punches that. That's going to fall. There was nobody there. A dying Quail base hit to left field against the shift. Shortstop would have caught that playing a normal shortstop position, but that wasn't the defensive alignment, and this game is tied.
Wow. Another good fastball here, and all over the knuckles, and he just pushes it out there into shallow left field. Just a little flare. But how about picking up the stake on the end? Yeah. Some big money there to tie this one up.
Roger McDowell goes out to have a word with Cashner. You know, Cashner wants no part of coming out of this ball game. It's tied up. He wants to stay in there, get outs here in the inning, get the final out, and then turn the ball game over to somebody and hope the Orioles can get in the next half inning a lead. Tanner Scott warming up.
Yeah, and Orioles bullpen, a couple arms we will not see. Araujo, he threw over 2 innings last night. Mike Wright won't be in there. I saw Tanner Scott warming up in the bullpen with Darren O'Day on the DL. I mean, it's a short bullpen.
2 down. Another 2-out RBI, and that ball's going to get down the line. That is a base hit. Merrifield with great speed on his way to second. They will hold the runner up at third base as Gentry will get it back into the cutoff man's scope. So Duda, who got the RBI, ends up at third, and a double for Whit Merrifield right down the other line.
Wow, that's a pretty good pitch too. 2-seam fastball, bringing it back on the outside corner, right where you want it, down and away. Well, he stays on the pitch. Yeah, Merrifield, nice piece of hitting right there. And thank goodness for the Orioles. Duda was the base runner. Not a lot of speed on the bases.
The intentional walk has been surrendered to Alex Gordon, a hot bat in the lineup. Would you rather face Gordon or Escobar? Not much question about that, taking nothing away from Escobar, but Alex Gordon a much better hitter. The problem, of course, you've loaded the bases. The good part is for the Orioles, there are 2 down. So 2 away, bases loaded, tying run in here in the 6th inning. Solar led it off with a double, scores on Duda's 16th RBI of the year. And the pitch is a strike. So Escobar with a shot with the sacks full. He's gone 1 for 1 with the bases loaded. picking up a base hit. Royals this year, 219 with the sacks full. 0-1 count on him. Down in the dirt. Nice stop. Caleb Joseph got the body out and blocked that one.
Yeah, beautiful play there by Caleb Joseph. Quickly recognizing the pitch down, and he just puts his body right in front of it. Spikes a slider, and Caleb Joseph making sure no runs crossing the plate there. That's a nice block.
Not a speedy runner at third, so dude is not going to take off unless he really has a shot. Merrifield great speed at second, and Gordon over there at first. 1 ball 1 strike delivery on the way, and Escobar breaking ball. Thought about it, takes it. 2 ball 1 strike count on a pitch inside.
See Cashner here, pitches 1 through 75. This is a 243 average, but 8 home runs given up early in the ball game. And as the game progresses, the pitch count mounts. You saw the batting average kind of going down there, or going up, excuse me.
2-1 delivery on the way to him, and he just missed. No place to put him. Goins has come out in the on deck circle to pinch hit for Almonte. So 3-1 with 2 away. You got to throw a strike. What pitch do you feel most comfortable with tonight, Andrew Cashner? 3-1 delivery on the way, and a great located pitch. Did not give in at all and came in on him. 3-2.
Yeah, came with his power fastball, 95 miles an hour, and had some good running life there, working down and in. Whew. Nice pitch, good velocity.
3-2, 2 down, bases loaded, tie game. Timeout asked for by Caleb Joseph. Here's the 3-2 to Escobar. Ground ball right back to the mound. He dropped it, picks it up, and gets the out. So only 1 run scores. They do it on 3 hits, leave the bases loaded. We're tied at 3.
Or when you served, we stand ready to serve all military families.
Real good ball game underway here tonight at Camden Yards. We are tied 3-3 going to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Merrifield will go to center field. Almonte out. Merrifield had been playing at second base. Goins will take over that position as we go to the bottom half of the 6th. Good pitchers duel. Left-hander Skoglund with a walk and 3 strikeouts. He's thrown 11 out of 20 first pitch strikes. Cashner 16 out of 24 first pitch strikes in the ball game. So hoping on the bench that the Orioles can get a lead here, which he would be the benefactor of as the starter. And that ball will be fouled back. Had him out in front a little bit as Manny stands in. Manny has flied to center field twice. Hit the ball hard. That Last time up in particular, going deep.
Yeah, you know, Manny just missing a couple pitches in his first 2 at bats. See Blyer warming up in the O's bullpen.
0-1 delivery on the way, and that's a strike in the outside corner. Kept that one on the black. Cashner done for the night, talking to Roger McDowell, Oriole pitching coach. Here's the 0-2 delivery on the way, and another one that'll bounce off Perez and take the count to a ball and 2 strikes.
Oh, Manny not biting on that spike slider down in the dirt. We've seen a couple Orioles offer at that pitch.
Trying to get through 6 innings. Kansas City left-hander. No question about where that target was. Salvador Perez had his arm fully stretched out. He did not want a strike thrown on that pitch, and he didn't get one. A 2-ball, 2-strike count.
Yeah, we've seen him do that a number of times. Just get right up above the top of the strike zone.
Back down on this one and inside where he wanted it. So the count will stay at 2-2 on Manny.
And Skoglund still pretty pitch efficient in this ball game.
Manny tied for 7th in RBIs in the American League, 5th in hits. It'll go to short. Escobar. So 0 for 3 in the ball game as Manny's retired, 1 away here in the 6th. Experience yoga at the Yard following the June 16th game against the Marlins. Purchase a ticket package and receive a ticket to the game, a post-game yoga session on the Camden Yards field conducted by Baltimore's own Holistic Life Foundation, and an exclusive Orioles yoga mat. Ticket packages are exclusively available at Orioles.com/yoga. Foul back for a strike. Jonathan Scope, base hit, run scored, popped out. Second game back for Jonathan to anchor the second base position for the Orioles again. Off-speed pitch is going to miss outside.
A really big piece, a huge piece, not only the Orioles offense, but defensively as well. The team missed Jonathan Scope.
And a chopper off the end of the bat, foul. Longest outing Skoglund this year was 7 innings. Did that against the White Sox 2 starts ago, where he gave up only 1 run on 2 hits in 7 innings, and that's where he got his win. He already had losses to Seattle and Toronto, non-decisioned against the Tigers twice. 25-year-old against Cashner, the 31-year-old right-hander, and they both pitched well. 1 ball, 2-strike count. Long ball has been touched up against both of them. This is going to be a very tough play. Third base, Mustaka got him. Fine play by Mustaka as he came in, and again, for his size, he shows us some agility.
Yeah, beautiful play right here. Doesn't think he's got enough time to do glove hand transfer, so how about the bare hand on the run? Beautiful play, gets it clean in that right hand, and 1 step and throw to get Jonathan Scope by a half step. Fine defensive play there.
So 2 down. Ball game that's been filled with some good defensive plays. Visit to the mound will be charged to Moustakas. You see the umpire saying that was a visit. I think that was a visit for Moustakas to get a rest rather than giving the pitcher a chance to get a rest. Moustakas says, I'll use one of your timeouts, one of your visitations, so I can breathe again. Didn't bother Ned Yost at all. 2 down, nobody on. Here's Trumbo. He's popped out and struck out. Ball game tied at 3, and they continue to stay high. And until he either starts hitting it or laying off it, that's where they're going to pitch it.
Yeah, it's weird. A couple years ago, Trumbo could not miss the high fastball. One of the best high fastball hitters I had ever seen. And then last year, something happened. Just started swinging through them. And
chops at third. Moustakas again. In the dirt, off the bag. He's safe. The ball was over there in time, but Duda could not keep the toe in the bag. And the Orioles will keep the inning alive.
Wow. All kinds of good things happen. And I was about to say, Trumbo having a hard time staying on top, but that time he does. He covers that baseball. Moustakas once again with a gem. And how about Dude on the back end trying to keep that foot down. There's that good first step quickness, and somehow getting in the glove. Has some time, but spikes it down in the dirt. The question is, did Duda keep that toe on the base? I don't think so.
Ned Yost is checking, and he's going to challenge.
All right.
Sure looked like he was off the bag. But Yost decides here in a tie ball game, let's give it a whirl. So Kerwin Danley, who's the crew chief down at first base, will come in. He's also, of course, the one who made the call. And he was pretty much completely off the bag.
Yeah, it seemed like it. You see the spike in the dirt, but I think it happened so quick. Gets in that glove, and you just don't know if that toe is still on there. You saw Wayne Kirby giving the call. And first basemen are just unbelievable at that. Somehow diving for a ball or falling off the base to try to make those type of plays. They do have an incredible ability to somehow keep that foot on the base, or at least to toe it when the ball gets in the glove.
So there they are, listening as New York calling New York. See whether or not this will be overturned or not. If it's not, it's going to be an error on Moustakas, and that's fair because he had time to get ready to throw, and I don't think he realized that he had an extra second there. He didn't take advantage.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Trumbo obviously thinking that he might have a chance to get a base hit, digging and running as hard as he can down the line, but the ball was hit so hard, and it was really just a step and a dive. So he was up on his feet and still had plenty of time to maybe take an extra shuffle and get an accurate throw.
Wow. So the manager's call reverses the safe call on Trumbo. Man. Game of inches stays that way.
Jam there in the 6th inning with the bases loaded to get his pitch count up to 111 innings, but 3 earned runs on the board for Cashner, and now it's time for a quick pitching change, just like a Jiffy Lube signature service oil change, in and out fast, and you never need an appointment. Well, Richard Blyer now into the ball game. Orioles strongest relieving arm this season, a .44 earned run average. Boy, is he dealing. 20 2/3 innings pitched, and 10 punch outs, just the 3 walks, pitches to soft contact, and typically it's on the ground. 62% on the ground.
So Blyer will go to work, and for Andrew Cashner, still not a win here in this ballpark. His lifetime 0-4 here, but he certainly has given the Orioles a chance to get a win in this ball game. Left-hander's delivery will be taken outside for a ball. Blyer goes to work against Ryan Goins. Goins will get his first at bat, hitting in the number 9 spot. Came on as a defensive replacement in the last half inning. Goins started the ball game at second base last night. He ended up with a couple of hits, 2 RBIs. Chopper, Blyer, and gets the out.
And that's what we've been seeing all year long. Some weak contact on some nasty 2-seam fastballs down at the bottom of the zone. He's got a little cutter. He sweeps across. Just has a good feel for what he's throwing right now, and understanding of how to get some outs.
You understand Del Monte, who started in center field, had to leave the game because of illness. A little bit of that stomach flu running around.
Oh, wow.
We wish Karen well.
Yeah.
Lady who is in charge of our booth here and missed a couple of ball games with that stomach flu. He'll get better and get back.
Yeah, we're having a hard time up here right now.
Well, that goes without saying. It doesn't matter who's here. 1-0 the count on John Jay. That'll be foul back and out of play. Jay is 0 for 3 in the ball game, 3 for 9 in the first 2 games. Blyer's got a streak going of 17 1/3, which he has not surrendered a run, covering a 13 game since April 6. He has been something. Foul back and a 1-ball 2-strike count. So this game being turned over to the bullpens. And Blyer gets ahead here, 1-2. He was brought into the ball game last night for this very purpose. He hadn't pitched for a while, so Buck did not want him cold for another day, so he got action in last night. He worked an inning, gave up a couple of hits, but didn't last very long in the ball game, which is just what Buck Showalter wanted, just enough to tune him up a little bit for tonight. And Cashner hopes he's real good. 1-2 delivery on the way, and that'll be a base hit into left field. Jay slicing that one right through the Tony Gwynn hole for a single. The Experience Father's Day catch. You can do that on the field. It's presented by Pennington Grass Seed. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is how this actually reads. Experience Father's Day catch on the field presented by Pennington Grass Seed on Sunday, June 17. Special ticket packages include a pregame session of catch on the field and 2 tickets to the game. Prior to the game, first 20,000 18 and over get the Orioles necktie. Orioles.com/catch. Pitch will be taken outside for a ball.
I like the necktie.
You like the necktie?
I don't know if Monaco will like the necktie.
That's a Father's Day gift if I ever saw one.
There you go.
I mean, that's you. That is absolutely you. That's really fun to watch the dads on the field with the kids.
Oh man,
doing a Father's Day catch.
What a dream come true, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Great pitch by Blyer. Solar has picked up a double, a run scored in the 6th, the tying run, 1 for 3.
And take a look at the Blyer slider right here, working underneath the hands of the tough righty. That is a well located pitch.
Runner at first, 1 down, short lead, Jay. And a breaking ball against, trying to see if he might go after it 2 times in a row. And he did not. And the count goes to 2-1 from Blyer. Solar this season against the left-handers hitting .410. 16 for 39 with 3 home runs. And he pitches him away. And the count goes to 3-1. I don't think Blyer doesn't know that.
Yeah, he's definitely trying to be careful here. A couple cutters there underneath the hands, and then right back to the outside corner. Just working the edges, trying to get Soler to try to get himself out.
3-ball 1-strike count. Jorge Soler waiting on it. He will foul that one back, challenge him, and the count goes to 3 balls and 2 strikes. So he's got him full. Runner at first. Jay checking to see whether or not they want him moving on this with 1 away. Hasn't extended his lead at all. 3-2 delivery. Will wait, and he just steps back on the bag.
Yeah, just to check and see if there's any kind of tell right there. And no flinch at all. Jay at first.
Still just a step and a half off the bag. Not going. Ground ball to second base. Not hit hard. Scope one. Manny with a cannon. Yep. And they turn the double play. 7th inning stretch time here at Camden Yards. No runs on one hit. Nobody left on. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Ball game is tied at 3. Chris Davis coming up, and so is our fourth drive of the game.
How about Davis in the 4th inning after the Royals hit a 2-run shot to take the lead? Davis puts a 3-run shot on the board. Yeah, blasting one the other way. Back-to-back days now for Davis going deep.
So hurry to your local Ford dealers for great savings on cars, trucks, and SUVs. Skoglund, first pitch, line drive, first base. Doodah, and he's out. Was caught in the air, says the first base umpire, Kerwin Danley.
Yeah, it's a tough luck right there by Davis. A couple good swings in this ball game.
So Skoglund, who had worked 7 innings earlier, will not work 7 here, as Ned Yost is on his way out and will go to the bullpen. So these starters are going to be indeed both of them. But he did a most credible job to hold us to a 3-3 ball game.
The Orioles able to put 3 runs on the board thanks to Crush Davis, a 3-run blast. Only 1 walk, 3 punch-outs for Skoglund, and he's going to give way to the bullpen. It's been taxed here in the early going, but McCarthy's put up some pretty strong numbers. 3 wins with a 2.03. 7 punch-outs, just 3 walks. He's a pitch-to-contact type pitcher. See that ground ball percentage, 56%. Primarily likes to attack with a 2-seam fastball. Tries to get that soft contact early, so he's going to be aggressive with that pitch. You can mix in the secondary pitches as well. Good change. Got a slurve and a cutter to go along with it, but the Orioles got to get that 2-seamer elevated.
So the 26-year-old reliever on for the 25-year-old starters. Skoglund will stay and watch. And Kevin McCarthy out of Rockville Center, New York, out on the island, will work here with 1 down and nobody on. Danny Valencia's flied out a couple of times, both to center field. Danny will take the first pitch inside.
How about Danny Valencia, 7th inning or later this season, 368, a couple home runs and 3 RBI. Now that's off both lefties and righties. Last night the home run off the right-handed pitcher. You know, he's brought over for his dominance against lefties, but he's starting to pick up the pace a little bit against the righties.
1-0 delivery on the way, will catch the inside corner for a strike. McCarthy did not start with the ball club big league level. He was called up April 13, but he is second among relievers for the Royals with a 2.03 ERA. He worked an inning against the Detroit Tigers 5 days ago, his last outing. 1 inning, 1 hit. It'll go to third. Moustakas on the short hop over in time for the out. 2 down.
Moustakas been flashing that leather over there. Nice little short hop pick right there to get the.
Going to go lefty righty here, maybe a little bit into this ball game as Tim Hill's up. 2 down, nobody on. Bring Gentry to the plate. Gentry's drawn a walk, and he has grounded out. Moustakas will be on the cut of the grass at third. Ball up the middle, base hit. So Gentry is on with a 2-out single here in the bottom half of the 7th inning.
Well, 2-out base hits, get some speed on the base pass. The Orioles will take that. Keep an eye out for Gentry being on the move.
Yep. See whether or not Buck will send him here in a tie ball game in the 7th inning. Caleb Joseph, who is coming to the plate, has already picked up a single, 1 for 2. He's had 3 hits, 7 at bats, and a home run so far in the first 2 games of this series. They will keep the bullpen active. Kel Eldred, the pitching coach, big lead, and that will draw the throw. Gentry is so good at doing that, even if he's not running. He gets the attention of opposing pitchers because he extends that lead about a step or more than most runners will.
Oh, yeah.
And he's doing it again right here. Runner not going, and a strike on Caleb.
Yeah, it does a couple different things. Gentry getting a bigger lead. Typically you get that big lead, it's a one-way lead, meaning you're heading back to first base. And take a look at Nissan here as we look at the StatCast, the lead that Gentry's getting. And typically he's going to be pacing off 11-12 feet out there, maybe get a little bit further, but forces the pitcher to make that pickoff move. And that'll give him something to look at, maybe a tip. Maybe he or Wayne Kirby picks it up, and it also helps the guys on the bench maybe see a tell there.
So Gentry will keep that lead right where he had it. 0-2 count with 2 down. Runner not going. Caleb on a ground ball to third. Nope, short. Escobar up. 1 hopper. Boy, that was just in time to record the out at first base. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. 7 complete. 3-3. ball game. Well pitched. Two really good starts here in this ball game. Blyer now working for the Orioles. We'll see Brad Brock warming up in the bullpen, and we'll see how East manager will play this through and how important it is as far as the matchups lefty-righty are concerned for each of them as we go to the 8th inning of this game.
Well, I think the Royals bullpen a couple better chances of matching up left-right. Of course, Tanner Scott down there now, big left arm.
And here's Mike Moustakas, the ever dangerous. He has struck out twice and grounded out in this ball game. So he's 3 for 9, a couple of home runs, 5 RBIs in the 2 games. And Moustakas will take the pitch inside for a ball. He's gone .259 against left-handers this year, 1 home run. Scope out there in cattle grazing land. 1-0 pitch on the way, and it's going to go right to him. He'll make the play and record the out. So Moustakas retired, 1 away here in the 8th inning.
What an advantage to have Jonathan Scope out there, the strongest arm in the game, at least for a second baseman anyway. He can afford to get pushed way back in there, shallow right field, increase that range.
Bobby Dickerson helping him out here on positioning, as he does throughout the ball game, every game. Puts him almost behind second base. Salvador Perez, base hit, run scored. And he is 1 for 3. Couple of hits, 6 at bats, 2 RBIs in the series. 0-1 count. Blyer's delivery to him, jammed him, fouled it off.
Good pitch there, nice cutter.
14,375 tonight, 14,375 on a beautiful night to watch the game, even when you're laying on the top bench there. 10,800 plus at the ball game last night. So 14-3 and a few more. Ball game tonight. 0-2 delivery by Blyer, works outside. And a 1-ball 2-strike count from Richard.
Turning it over a little bit. Nice change up on that outside corner. Speed a guy up inside and put that fish on the outer edge.
Perez just 3 for 20 off left-handers. He will foul that one down the line and away. Souvenir for the folks who don't get many. Way down that right field corner. Perez last year, 10 home runs off left-handers. Boy, did he get jammed on that one. He will get it back over the screen though and keep his at-bat alive.
Man, he is moving the ball around right now. Last fastball up and away that Perez was somehow able to get a good piece of the bat on it, and then the hard cutter down and in. Maybe a good foot off that inside corner. He's really protecting with the 2 strikes.
1-2 delivery on the way again, and this time a broken bat to short and a base hit. Kansas City has an innate way apparently of getting to baseballs that aren't strikes and putting them in play and getting hits off of.
Right.
Or at least fouling them off to keep the at-bat alive long enough to do that.
Well, he fouled off a couple nasty pitches, and then Blyer left this one on the plate just a little too much. Didn't quite finish it under the hands. Stayed elevated, gave him a better shot. Wasn't squared up at all, but when a pitch is elevated, you just have a better chance to finding some outfield grass.
So Perez gets his second hit, 2 for 4, 1 down, a runner on. Duda delivered the home run in the 4th inning, accounting for 2 RBIs. Game tied up, RBI base hit. Duda in the 6th. Duda's been the RBI man, wouldn't you know it, after being the guy last night who didn't collect a hit in a 20-hit ball game for his team. And a pitch taken for a strike. Duda against the lefties, just 6 for 40. It's a 150 average. He has had 1 home run off left-handers. Duda to be followed by Merrifield. Pitch down and away. Blyer eats up left-handers with that pitch.
Yeah, real nice breaking ball there. Looks like it's just going to stay on the plate, but nice finish on the end. Just off the plate. See the Orioles putting Valencia in motion.
Valencia now is at the second base position, and Scope on the right side of him. Ground ball is going to go to Jonathan. He'll go to Manny. One relay over to first. That's why they did it. Sets up the double play with a shift on. No runs, one hit, no errors. We remain 3-3. There's no end to the fun you'll have at Ocean City. Plan your trip today at OCOcean.com. And by Navy Federal Credit Union, proudly serving the armed forces, veterans, and their families for over 80 years. Gary Thorne and Mike Bordick with you, and some 14,000 plus here at the ballpark, seeing a heck of a ball game. It is tied at 3 as the Orioles will bat in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Kevin McCarthy, the right-hander, will stay out. He got the final 2 outs in the 7th inning and will work here against the top of the order. Trey Mancini 1 for 3 in the ball game. Then Jones and Machado due up for the Orioles. Trying to get one to get that lead back on the board. Breaking ball. Wow. That thing had some plane movement.
Yeah, it really started it off right at Mancini, so kind of froze him there and then bust back in. That first strike.
0-1 delivery on the way over the top with a heater that will miss down low, and a 1-ball 1-strike count. So Trey, a couple of hits in 8 at bats in the first 2 games of this series. 1-1 delivery on the way to him, and he'll foul that one off. 93 as he upped the fastball a couple miles an hour to get the 1-2 count.
Yeah, he's getting some pretty good sink life on that 2-seam fastball. Pretty firm. 93. Looks like a bowling ball coming in there.
McCarthy has never faced the Orioles. 1-2 delivery on the way, and broke that one off in the dirt. Count will stay at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Trey enthusiastically discussing the warm weather and how nice it is to hit in the warm weather today during batting practice. Set up away, 2-2 pitch. That's where it was. Another one foul back.
Get some late sink on that 2-seam fastball. Mancini almost swinging over the top of that.
Count will be 2-2. Infield shaded to right. Fouled off again. So now Trey holding court here against McCarthy. We'll get the 7th pitch of this at bat. 2-2.
Got to battle with the 2 strikes now. I mean, trying to find a way, fight to get on that base.
2-2 delivery and a chopper to short. Escobar scoops. Oh, major league play right there to record the out.
Boy, it sure was. Great anticipation of that final hop. A little chopper up the middle, and you got to go full speed. You can't really hesitate. And how about the glove position? Keeping it down there low, trusting the hop. I had thousands of those type of ground balls. into the glove, and wow, what a release on the run to get the first out. Pretty impressive defensive play there. There's a good look at the transfer and the off-balance throw on the money.
So leadoff man retired here in the 8th inning by Escobar. Here's Adam Jones. Adam scored in the 4th inning when he picked up a single. He set into a double play. He struck out. 2 hits, 6 at bats in the first 2 games for Adam in this series. 1-0 delivery and a check swing, second base. Goins up. And there are 2 down here in the 8th inning. Well, it's a whole new ball game with RBI Baseball 18. RBI Baseball 18 delivers an all-new franchise mode and much more. RBI Baseball 18 available now. Learn more at rbigame.com. Rated E for everyone. Mike mentioned the shortened bullpen with O'Day going on the DL today. A couple of pitches Buck Showalter doesn't want to have to go to. So you saw him looking at that lineup card, trying to think ahead here, as managers have to do. Who have I got to use and against whom? That's the question.
You're right.
And the pitch taken for a strike. Manny Machado would like to make that simple. Just put one under the yard, get a lead, and get it over with.
Yeah, get it done with.
0-1 count, 2 down here in the 8th. Manny 1 hit, 6 at bats in these 2 games. And McCarthy will come inside to him, misses with it, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Well, hasn't made many mistakes with that 2-seam fastball. Everything down around the knees right now. So Manny trying to get him up in the zone. Get one of those fence high fastballs.
1 ball, 1 strike count. McCarthy got it in, gets the ground ball to third. Moustakas, can he do it again? Yep. No, he's safe. So the Orioles get the call. Got it over there. Duda able to handle it. No question he had his foot on the bag, but Manny had his there first.
Yeah, bang, bang play. Yeah, Moustakas, he's been tested all night over there. And Manny low to the ground. Able to hustle that one out.
That will be a base hit. And Manny's foot is on, and the ball's not there yet.
There we go.
Kansas City still has their challenge since they won the challenge back in the 6th inning on Mark Trumbo. So here's Jonathan Scope, runner on at first base. Orioles now have 7 hits. There are 2 down. That one laced down the line. That's going to be a fair ball. Manny will make the turn at third. Gordon will get it in. Manny will be held at third, a double. And the Orioles with 2 down mounting a rally here in the 8th.
Now you like to see that. Manny Machado doing what he can, hustling out a single. Jonathan Scope fresh off the DL. Just back to yesterday's ball game, he gets a breaking ball and he smokes it down the left field line. Just off the label, but man, hooking down the line, easy double for Scope, and the Orioles threatening.
So a chance to get the lead back in the bottom of the 8th inning. Salvador Perez is making a slow walk out. He will use the occasion to talk to his pitcher, and I think he wants to talk to the infielders too. Hill up for the 2nd time in the bullpen. Brad Brock has been up and throwing for the last inning plus, so he is ready to go in the bullpen, and they don't want to make any mistakes here. So they'll have a long chat as Cal Aldred, the pitching coach, will make his way out as well.
Yeah, I think just some stall tactics here. End up walking Trumbo, and the tough lefty from the side face Chris Davis here.
Orioles have gone 2 for 5 with runners in scoring position tonight. Orioles have stranded 5 so far. Home plate umpire Paul Nort coming out to break up the cornfab. Manny Machado over at third base, representing the potential go-ahead. But a base hit here could score a couple with Jonathan on at second base. Mark Trumbo, an 0 for 3, had been credited with a single in the 6th inning of the infield variety or an error on Moustakas, and Kansas City challenged it, and the safe is overturned to an out. 2 down. Trumbo takes the pitch. It'll be down low for a ball. Albert's still on the phone with the bullpen.
Now with the open base, you know they're going to try to pitch around Mark Trumbo, work the perimeter, see if he gets himself out.
1-0 delivery, outside corner strike. That one slicing the outside part of the plate on the way by. McCarthy with a 1-1. Runners off, second and third. Here's the 1-1 delivery on the way. That's going to be a base hit center field. That's going to score two. Machado and Scope, and Trumbo delivers a base hit with 2 down, 5 3-0s.
Wow, good piece of hit right there by Trumbo. A little surprised they even pitched to Trumbo, but he was waiting for his pitch and he got it, and he almost took McCarthy's baseball cap off. 107 miles an hour right back through the box. It's just coming back hot. Wow. Big base hit there for Trumbo. 2 stakes on the end to give the Orioles the lead. Good look here. Look out. Wow. A couple rockets right back at pitchers.
That'll get McCarthy out of the ball game, and the Orioles have a 2-run lead. The series, Chris Tillman on the mound against Ian Kennedy. Series finale with coverage on Masson beginning at 6:30 with those extra. Game coverage at 7. All the access you need right here on Masson. The Orioles trying to make it a rubber match, and the loyal fans hanging tight. Let's see the Orioles go on top here in the Trumbo base hit in the 8th inning.
Yeah, seeing a good ball game right now. A new pitcher coming in to face Crush Davis. Tim Hill, submarine and lefty. This will be his 15th game. 3.97 earned run average. He's been the lefty-lefty matchup. Tough to pick him up from the side. 2-seam fastball slider combination is what Davis is going to see.
Runner on at first base, and Hill's delivery will be in there for a strike. Chris delivered the home run in the 4th inning off the left-handed starter off Skoglund. Now facing another left-hander, and Chris has done damage with the home runs. 4 hits against lefties, 3 of them been home runs. Wielded that one outside, and the count goes to 0-2. So Davis trying to keep this inning going. 2-inning rallies have been the forefront of this one. Machado single, double by Scope, 2 RBI single by Trumbo, all with 2 down. Davis will take it away, 1-2. How much did the Orioles miss Jonathan Scope and Mark Trumbo? Well, this is an inning where it came to the 4.
Oh yeah.
Scope delivering the 2-out double and Trumbo getting the RBIs following. Davis reaches, fouls it back, keeps it alive at 1-2.
Oh, nice job fouling off that pitch. Last second really fought to keep the front side in there and keep this AB going. You pull off this lefty, you are in trouble. And you see where he's targeting on the pitch cast. Got ahead, and now it's everything off the plate, trying to get Davis to reach and get himself out.
Here's the 1-2 delivery on the way. Worked to one batter on Sunday, got Victor Martinez in that ball game for the out. He's allowed 11 hits in his first 7 appearances, so he's been used to try and come in and get that left-hander out. 2-2 delivery on the way, and Davis takes a close pitch. Hill was ready to head off the mound. 3-2.
Take a look here. Yeah, borderline pitch. Everything staying away from Davis, and that one well off the outside corner.
3-2. Runner will go. Trumbo on his way from first. Davis takes it, and he gets the walk. So the left-hander does not get the out he was brought in to get.
A nice base on balls right there by Chris Davis. Starting to see the ball a little bit better.
Orioles have drawn only a couple of walks in the ball game. Chris gets his 14th walk of the year, and the Orioles have runners on at first and second. And Danny Valencia's gone 0 for 3 in the ball game, but again he gets his shot against the left-hander. Hill's delivery to him outside for a ball. Danny with that right around that 320 lifetime average against left-handers. And Valencia so far this year 7 for 29 coming in. 2 of those 7 hits home runs off lefties. Trying to get the outside corner, got it that time, and evens the count up. 1 ball 1 strike.
All right, seems like all he's got to do is throw some strikes. There's a lot of funkiness to this delivery, and it seems like it must be hard to pick up the baseball coming from the side. Loose arm.
1-1 delivery. Had worked outside, works inside. Salvador Perez took a piece of that one.
Take a look at this delivery. It's all that energy built up, and wow, does he come across the body? A long loose arm coming from the side.
How does an elbow survive that?
I know,
man. 1-2 the count. There are 2 down and close again. Danny Valencia backing away, thought he was going to see another one of those pitches inside. Orioles now out hitting Kansas City 9-8. Adam up in the bullpen. Orioles have the 5-3 lead. Valencia trying to add to it. 2-2 delivery on the way, and fouled off as he stepped away and holds the count at 2-2.
Yeah, stepping in the bucket a little bit, but still able to keep that bat through the zone long enough to stand a tough fastball on the outside corner.
Hill ready again. Valencia working him. 2-2 delivery, and another one fouled the other way again. Orioles looking to end a 7-game losing streak. They've got the lead to take to the 9th inning, at least by 2. Valencia may make more of it. Trumbo with the 2 RBIs. He's at second. Davis on at first. 2-2 delivery again. Valencia goes down the line, right field, headed towards the seats in the corner, and caught against the wall. John Jay with an outstanding catch. That's a tough right field. He got over there, knew where he was, and that ball just missed the corner. 5-3 O's.
good to get Mark Trumbo back. Couple hits in last night's ball game, but a big knock here in the 8th inning. They drive into Machado on with an infield single. Jonathan Scope picked up a double, and Trumbo picks up 2 big stakes. Trumbo's bat was sorely missed, and it's good to have him back.
So the Orioles with a 5-3 lead, 3 outs away from a W.
Brad Brock now into the ball game, looking to pick up his 4th save of the season. 5.40 earned run average, and kind of a roller coaster ride to start the year for Brad Brock. Looking to shut it down tonight.
So see what Brock can do with the Orioles with a 2-run lead. Defensive changes for the Orioles. Gentry has moved from right to left. Mancini's out of the game. Santander in right. So I don't know what that is, but I don't think that's a defensive change. That's something wrong with Trey Mancini. 1-0 delivery, and that'll scoop to the ground and back. Well, there's Trey still over there, but he's out of the ball game. Brad Brock is 3 for 4 in save opportunities, 3 straight since the blown save occurred on opening day. Trying to make a winner out of Richard Blyer. Blyer worked 2 innings, gave up just 2 hits, and is in line for his 3rd win. Pitches away, and the count goes to 3-0. Trumbo hoping that the game-winning RBIs are his, having come in the 8th inning. 3-0 delivery, no reason to swing here, and he does not, and walked him on 4 straight. So the leadoff man is on. Orioles baseball on Masson is brought to you by Antwerpen. Get in the game this season with a new Toyota from Antwerpen Toyota. So Merrifield very patient at the plate. Picks up a leadoff walk here in the 9th inning. Now you've got Alex Gordon with power, then Escobar. They're at the down towards the bottom part of the order. Gordon is 0 for 2 off Brad Brock. Goes after the first pitch, trying to tie it up with 1 swing.
Yes, he was. He was trying to ambush a Brock fastball, but he pulls the string on the nasty change. Well located. Perfect pitch from Brock.
0-1 the count. Brock's delivery to him, the third base, scooped up. Danny, there's one, drop the ball. They will record the out, and Ned Yost, I suspect, will argue that. The ruling at second base is that the ball was dropped while he was taking it out of his glove, and that he had control of it.
Nice play there by Valencia, and take a look here. That does not look like John.
He did not have control, and Ned Yost is going to challenge this.
Oh, man.
I don't think he ever got that ball under control.
No, just took the eye off, trying to pick up the base and the ball at the same time.
Scott Berry, the second base umpire, will come on with Kerwin Danley, the crew chief. Already Ned Yost has won 1 challenge tonight. Now he'll try it again here. One of the problems for Brad Brock in the save opportunities, he has now walked 6 batters in 5 save opportunities. Now he's gotten 3 out of 4, but boy, that's a tough way to try and pick up saves.
Well, it sure is. But made a couple good pitches there and got the ground ball he wanted. And Valencia, a little touch feed to Jonathan Scope, but a little clank piece out there in the middle of the infield. Orioles turn a couple double plays in this ball game. Looking pretty clean defensively the last couple nights. Hopefully that's not a costly one.
Yeah, he's safe. So the second challenge that Kansas City has won, and a huge challenge here. So the Royals are going to have runners on at first and second base with nobody out. The error will be charged to Jonathan Scope in dropping the ball. Fielder's choice, allowing Gordon to reach, and the error allowing the runner to reach at second base. So now it gets real interesting. Nobody out, 2 on. Here's Escobar, a base hit. 1 for 3 in the game. Orioles playing bunt. Both corners move in. He does square, takes a strike on the outside corner. John Jay, the leadoff batter, is waiting on deck. Looking down to third here to see whether or not they want him to bunt again. And Buck giving instructions to the corners. Danny Valencia and Chris Davis. 0-1 the count. Squares. He went after that one. and missed it as Brad Brock kept the pitch down and away.
Yeah, not a very comfortable AB to be bunting off Brad Brock. Very tough delivery. Pick up the baseball, little cross body there, the hard slider. He goes reaching for, and you start poking at the baseball, you're going to be in trouble.
0-2 count, still playing bunt. He wasn't, and Caleb Joseph able to stop it. Now Danny Valencia looking in to see where they want him to play. They'll back him up even with the bag at third base. 2 on, nobody out. Merrifield speedy runner at second. Gordon decent speed on at first. Orioles double play depth in the infield. Valencia moves in just off the cut of the grass now. 1-2 delivery, that's outside. Evens up the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Oh, nice try, good slider right there. Starts it on the plate, but better take by Escobar.
Escobar with the 0 for 3 off Brad Brock. 2-2 delivery on the way. That's a shortstop play, nowhere to go with it. Little looping soft liner. Manny Machado puts it away, and there's 1 down. Escobar out.
Yeah, good pitch there from Brad Brock. 2-seam fastball riding hard in on the hands of Escobar. A soft liner for the first out. And a quick look at second base, but no chance at a double play in the middle.
Goins is 0 for 6 off Brad Brock. He came on as a defensive replacement, had 1 at bat, 7th inning. Grounded out on the comeback. Now Ryan Goins with 1 away. Runners on at first and second. Royals 1 for 6 tonight in these situations. And Goins will foul that one off. Got a new baseball here and an 0-1. That one caught a piece of the shin guard, I think.
Yeah, Brad Brock, nice job getting ahead here. Good movement. No, catching the right heel of Caleb Joseph.
Oh, 1 count. Runners off first and second base. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Down and away to Goins. And gets ahead of him.
Yeah, Brad Brock turbo change. Sick arm cell with this pitch. Looks just like the power fastball, about 95 coming out of his hand, but boy does it put the brakes on, and it has some sink on it. 84 and that good change.
Brad Brock 1 for 1 in save opportunities lifetime against the Kansas City Royals, who have hit only 184 against him in 10 1/3 innings. 0-2 delivery on the way and went upstairs and gets a K.
All right, good pitch after 84-mile-an-hour nasty changeup. How about going to the top with 95? Whew, blowing some cheese by Goins there for the second out.
Orioles up by 2, getting the lead in the bottom half of the 8th inning, trying to put this ball game away. Need 1 more to do it. Runners still on at first and second. John Jay, leadoff batter, a base hit. He is 1 for 4. Runners go, throw to third. Stayed on the bag. They get 2 in scoring position. How about some risky plays on the part of Ned Yost?
Wow, that is an aggressive baseball play right there. 2 outs. Merrifield talked about his stolen base prowess, and he takes one here in the 9th inning. Wow, what a risky play. If you take your chances on the road, man, you take one here.
8 for 10 for Merrifield. Now Jay has got 2 in scoring position with 2 down. A base hit would tie this ball game up. 1-0 delivery, and Jay swings through it.
Well, when Brad Brock starts that change up on the plate, it is nasty. Not many hitters can lay off it. Looks like it's going to be a center cut fastball, but just so much movement at the end.
Jay only 1 at bat against Brock, 0 for 1. 1-1 delivery on the way. That one will be low on a breaking ball. And a 2-ball 1-strike count. Solar's the on deck batter. Brock wants to end it right here. Trying to make a winner out of the left-hander right there, as Blyer again did a great job in relief. 2-ball 1-strike count. Swing and a miss. One strike to work with for the Royals.
Good fastball. Definitely being careful, staying away. Good running action on that one, and works off the plate.
Two balls, two strikes, two down. Delivery on the way to Jay, and struck him out and gets it done. So here in the ninth inning, no runs. There was a big leadoff walk, and there will be two left on base. Richard Blyer becomes the first Oriole pitcher to win 3 games this season. He gets the W, and Trumbo the game-winning RBIs.